Hello and welcome into Sheldon High School, the site of the Southwest Conference High School Girls Basketball Clash. It's the home team, the Sheldon Irish, playing host to the South Medford Panthers, a team that has dominated the Southwest Conference of late. But the Irish trying to change that here tonight. Welcome into Carolyn Rayborn Gymnasium, everybody. My name is Mark Randy. Joining me here at Sheldon High School is Jonathan Rifkin. And Jonathan, this is the game we've been looking forward to all year long. Two of the top dogs in the Southwest Conference. South Medford, the incumbent champion a lot in the past. Sheldon trying to change that here this year. They have a chance to gain some ground late in the season here in the Southwest Conference standings.
Coming into the season, people had this game circled on their schedules because everybody knew that these were going to be two very dominant teams in the SWC. Now, not only is it that, but the stakes from last game got even higher because Sheldon went down into South Medford and beat a South Medford team that was on such an incredible streak in the SWC, consecutive winning games. Sheldon was able to snap that streak. So now South Medford comes here with a chip on their shoulder after also coming up. They beat Roseburg the last game, but previously coming off a loss to North Medford. The SWC title is in the balance right now, and it's between North Medford, Sheldon, and South Medford. And this game means so much to both of these teams. The victor will feel very good about themselves, and that puts a lot at stake here.
Yeah, let's take a look at the standings here in the Southwest Conference. Sheldon currently on top at 8-1 in the conference. Right behind them, though, you mentioned the two Medford schools. North Medford at 7-1. They've played one fewer game coming in tonight, has the Black Tornado. And then South Medford in third, a half game behind North Medford, and a full game behind Sheldon at 7-2. If South Medford wins tonight, both teams would be 8-2, and they would be technically even with North Medford, but North Medford played one fewer game, and they have one fewer loss. Lots to still be figured out as we ride down the season here, but certainly this is a huge game. And South Medford, you mentioned the long winning streak they had in the Southwest Conference that was snapped by the Irish way back when these two teams played in mid-January. It was a 52-46 win for Sheldon against this South Medford team on the road down in Medford. It snapped a 92-game Southwest Conference win streak. It is hard to visualize really how long that is. It also snapped a 7-game winning streak for South Medford in this specific rivalry as well. Sheldon trying to protect their home court here at home against the South Medford team that's led by a lot of youngsters. One junior, no seniors on this team. The junior, though, one of the best players in the state, Anula Chamberlain, but they'll start three freshmen here. Really tough to ask these three freshmen to get a win here on the road.
It's tough, but they've done it before. I mean, they're number 12 in OSAA. They have the RPI. They have the talent, and Ula Chamberlain is such a leader on this team. Them knowing that they have her for one more season with the talent that they have. Like you said, she's the only junior. The rest are underclassmen, one sophomore, and then the rest are freshmen. This team is young, and they are so unbelievably good, but they make freshman mistakes at times. So someone like Ula Chamberlain on the court leading this team and saying, this is a mistake that you're making as freshmen. This is how we fix it so we can become better. That's what makes this team very scary.
A lot of the time, you look at the matchups, and Sheldon is the younger team by a wide margin. They rely on a sophomore list of Marab juniors, Cam Ewok, junior Fallon Hansen, also sophomore Michaela Skurlock, but they are by far the more veteran team here versus South Medford. As you mentioned, no seniors, one junior, one sophomore, and the rest are freshmen. This team, they're competitive, and in the top half of the SWC, the top half of the state now. Just imagine what they're going to be in a couple years as well.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they're starting off at 7-2 in the SWC thus far, coming into tonight, 14-8 overall with the schedule that they have had, South Medford is going to be a force to reckon with. But I think for right now, that's in the future. It's important to focus on what's going to be a phenomenal game tonight. And for Sheldon and for South Medford, both these teams, like I said, a lot on the line, a lot riding this game. I'm sure they're very excited, and it's important for both of them to make sure that they don't get out ahead of themselves come tip-off time.
Should be a fun one. We'll listen in here to the national anthem in just a moment. We'll come back, give you the lineups and tip-off in this Southwest Conference clash right here on SheldonAthletics.com. Should be a fun one. Thanks for listening right here. Mark Randy and Jonathan Rifkin with you. Now, though, time for the anthem performed by the Sheldon Pep Band right in front of us.
Performed tonight by the Sheldon Pep Band.
And a beautiful rendition of our nation's song performed, as I mentioned, by the Sheldon Pep Band sitting directly in front of us here at Carolyn Rayborn Gymnasium. Once again, my name is Mark Randy. Joining me is my partner, Jonathan Rifkin. Also, thanks to our cameraman tonight, Jason Humphrey. Thanks for watching and listening on SheldonAthletics.com. We're getting set for what should be quite the matchup. This isn't quite the game to determine the Southwest Conference Championship because North Medford has been a thorn on the side of both these teams. The only team that has beaten both South Medford and Sheldon this year. They could be a team that even seeks away the title as well.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what happens tomorrow, that game where South Medford plays North Medford on February 20th could decide the title for either of those two teams or even for Sheldon.
Yeah.
It's amazing what logistics could go awry for any one of these three schools, and tonight is kind of the beginning of that. And what happens tonight could give an outlook on what happens towards the last 2 weeks of the season. It's going to be very fascinating to watch.
And certainly these three teams that are on the top of the Southwest Conference, they'll be in the postseason no matter how the Southwest Conference itself shapes out. They'll probably win a few rounds in the tournament as well, all three of them. But, of course, a lot in the line here. These teams, they want to win a Southwest Conference. They want to dethrone South Medford especially, who has not lost prior to this season a game in over 7 years. All right, time for the starting lineups here. We'll go first for the South Medford Panthers, as announced by 11th-year head coach Tom Cole. Tom Cole, he's won 225 games and only lost 77, nearly a 75% clip in terms of winning. And he won 92 straight conference games. You look at this team before him, they were 1-47 before he came in 2006 through 2007. He's now won 7 straight Southwest Conference Coach of the Year awards, and he's been to the state championship 7 straight years. He's been going to the state title game 3 years since 2012 as well. All right, here's a lineup for South Medford. As I mentioned, very underclassmen heavy. Starts off with a freshman at 5'9", Kaeli Chamberlain. Another freshman, the guard at 5'1", Tony Coleman. The sister of Kaeli Chamberlain, the junior guard at 5'9", Ula Chamberlain, the scoring champ in the conference last year. Also a sophomore at 5'9", Bella Pedrogetti. And rounding out the order, a freshman, 5'10", Shakia Perry. Now for this Sheldon team, their starting five, it looks like this. Starting at a guard spot, the 5'9" sophomore, Alyssa Mirabile. At another guard spot for the Irish is the 5'6" junior, Fallon Hansen. Sheldon also, they go with these 5'6" sophomore in Michaela Skurlock. And another junior, the 5'11" forward, Cammie Walk. And the 6'1" senior forward, Amber Winkler. And we are set for basketball. It'll be Winkler going up against Shakia Perry as we get set for basketball. Tip is in the air, and it's won by South Medford. Across half court is Tony Coleman on the left side. Now Chamberlain controls. Passes to her sister. Now into the corner, a three-point attempt for Pedrogetti. It's off. Rebound tip goes to Chamberlain. Throws it up. Rejected by Walk. Saves it into Amber Winkler. We now dribbles it up the floor and passes it off to Mirabile. We're underway here in Sheldon High School. Mirabile drives in the paint, passes to Walk, left-handed put shot is up and good. And the first 2 points belongs to Cammie Walk. It's 2-0 Sheldon. Going the other way, though, is South Medford. Throwing up a wild shot there is Coleman. It's off everything. It goes out of bounds, though, tipped off of the Irish. It'll stay South Medford basketball. It'll be Coleman here to inbound. She slaps the ball with her left hand on her own basket. Top of the key it goes to Chamberlain. Her three is off back iron. No good. Offensive rebound for Ula Chamberlain. Now she dribbles back out to the left wing. Guarded by Hansen. A spin move. Step back three-pointer left wing. An air ball and a foul underneath the basket. I believe this will go against Cammie Walk, and indeed it will. She pushed off against Shakia Perry. First foul for either side tonight.
South Medford playing a little bit too quickly, not looking for the shot that is the highest quality for them here in the early going of the game.
Now pass left side it goes over to Pedrogetti. Now inside Ula Chamberlain. Backdoor cut. The pass goes to Perry. Layup is off. Rebound to Michaela Skurlock. And she pushes it up the floor for the Irish. Fallon Hansen. Backdoor cut. Mirabile. Passes to Walk. Right-handed layup is up and good. Cammie Walk 4. South Medford nothing. Ula Chamberlain across half court again here for South Medford. Feeds her sister, the freshman Kaeli Chamberlain.
2-3 zone here for Sheldon.
Now back on top is Pedrogetti. Pass it to a cutting Ula Chamberlain underneath the basket. Looks for a passer, directing traffic. The ball knocked away. She recovers it, but she's on the line, out of bounds. Turnover for South Medford, and Sheldon takes over.
A 2-3 zone made it very hard for for South Medford to complete their game plan there, which is penetrate the paint. The 2-3 zone mainly is effective at keeping the ball moving along the perimeter.
4-0 Sheldon, a minute and a half into this first quarter. Top of the key is Skurlock. Passes in to Walk. Ball tipped away, and it's taken by South Medford. Now a collision. Foul number 2 on Cammie Walk. That is a big whistle here early on, about a minute and a half in. And there'll be a substitution as Emma Newman replaces her. That is a big foul. Cammie Walk has been a huge part of the Sheldon team this year.
Yeah, double-digit points per game, 10.4. That's a big deal if you're Sheldon, but this is an opportunity now for some of the bench players to step up early.
On the right side is Pedrogetti here for South Medford. A screen from Perry, still facing that 2-3 zone of the Irish. Now pass into the corner. Kaeli Chamberlain, jab step, dribbles back to the top of the key to her sister, Ula Chamberlain. Picked up by Hansen, still doing that 2-3 zone, though, are the Irish. Pedrogetti drives in the paint, wide open layup, rims out, rebound, tipped out of bounds. Who's it off of? Off Sheldon, and South Medford retains possession.
Great move, great pass, movement off the ball there for South Medford. Unfortunately, you have to be able to finish, especially against a Sheldon team that can get hot very, very quickly.
Tony Coleman inbound, finds top of the key, Perry. Makes a nice leaping catch, now pass it off to Pedrogetti right side. Probing, looking for some space, hands it off to Ula Chamberlain, back to the top of the key. Minute, 2:45 in, as Chamberlain drives a scoop layup, rims up and in. A nice finish there from the reigning Southwest Conference scoring champ, Ula Chamberlain. It's now 4-2 Sheldon. Ball taken away by Chamberlain now. Turnover by Skurlock and the Irish. Chamberlain loses the ball out of bounds, but it's tipped off of the Irish. Alyssa Mirable there got a hand on it, and it will stay South Medford ball. 2 turnovers for Sheldon, 1 for South Medford thus far. We've played 2.5 minutes. Double team comes here for the Irish as controlling his Coleman top of the key. Splits the double team, drives down into the corner of the pass, goes Pedrogetti, drives back to the top of the key. Ula Chamberlain fakes a pass, on dribbles back out. Left side, Pedrogetti, left wing, 3 is perfect. Pedrogetti, it's now 5-4 South Medford out in front.
Good ball movement. That's how you beat the press. You go inside, find your shooter outside. Nice shot there.
Now a zone here from South Medford, and a pressuring Amber Winkler was Ula Chamberlain. She's called there for the touch foul. It's her first personal, and it's the first whistle against South Medford, who's on a 5-0 run right now.
Mark Sheldon just needs to stay aggressive on offense. They had a couple of bad turnovers that led to some of those points for South Medford, but stick to the game plan. No need to change anything up yet this early.
Mirable top key. Ball taken away. It's Tony Coleman. Easy layup. No one home. It's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 run for South Medford. Pick the pocket of Alyssa Mirable there. Now she's back across half court, splitting a double team. Fakes the pass. Layup that was off iron. No good. Rebound to Perry. Up to Chamberlain. Over her head, out of bounds. Turnover again for South Medford. Chamberlain thought it was intended for someone beside her, and it went over her head, out of bounds.
And the fast break is an art, and sometimes you lose that chemistry and it can create a turnover. But the press coming for South Medford now, they're really going to try to slow the pace down and control it against the Irish.
Sheldon breaks it there, and now on the right wing is Fallon Hansen controlling top of the key. Newman now gets the pass, feeds over to the left side to Skurlock. The sophomore drives, layup is off iron, no good, but a whistle and a foul. 2 free throws coming up for Michaela Skurlock. A foul goes against Shakaya Perry. It's her first personal, the freshman at 5'10".
Good aggression there for Sheldon.
The first free throw for Skurlock rattles in, and now Macy Rainin checks in, replacing a sophomore point guard, Alyssa Mirable. First points for Skurlock, first points for Sheldon from someone not named Cammie Walk. Second free throw up and good as well for Skurlock, and now we have a 7-6 score, South Medford out in front. Chamberlain guarded there by Rain, and the tenacious defender looks to drive, pass it out into the corner. Now Pedrogetti back on top. The lone stopper, ball knocked away by Rainin, but it's picked up there by Kaeli Chamberlain. Now pass into the corner. Coleman, crossover dribble, back to Kaeli Chamberlain. Right back to her sister Ula on the right wing. Now pass goes down low. Perry into the corner. Kaili Chamberlain. Her three-pointer is up. Rims out. Rebound. Tipped around. Controlled by Pedrogetti. Throws up an off-balance shot. No good. Rebound to Winkler and the Irish, who now feeds Hansen. Up the floor. Rainin left side. Drives into the paint. Now pass corner three. Michaela Skurlock gets up. It's off iron. Offensive board for Winkler. Back top of the key. Hansen probing. Throws the ball away out of bounds. No one's there. Turnover number 4 for the Irish here in the first 4.5 minutes.
And that's sometimes you have to take a step back. Everybody's all riled up. You had a good opportunity to penetrate the paint. Unfortunately, you couldn't hit the three, but when you get that ball at the top of the key, you have to reset because otherwise something can go awry just like that.
Now Ula Chamberlain passes down the ball, tipped away by Newman, finds the hands of Hansen. A 3-on-1 break. Hansen bounce pass, Rainin, layup up and good. Perfectly executed fast break, and the Irish back in front 8-7. Now going the other way here is South Medford. They break the press of the Irish. Down the lane, Coleman. Layup is underneath the basket. No good. Rebound, Winkler. Feeds Hansen to Skurlock at the defense. Her floater off glass. No good offensive board. Newman, no good. Gets it back again. Throws it up. Rejected from behind. Offensive board to Winkler. Now in the corner, Rainin. Pump fakes a three. Her floater from the baseline is off. And the rebound goes to Perry, who pushes the other way for South Medford. Perry into the lane, ball knocked away, a whistle and a foul as Rainin came up with this. She can't believe it. It's a foul on her, and South Medford keeps possession.
A lot going on that last possession for the Irish. 3 bodies down low. Great job getting the offensive boards. They were able to accumulate 3 different opportunities to score. And sometimes it doesn't go your way. You have to get back on defense. They were able to, but a little bit lost in transition, ended up in a foul.
South Medford here controlling on the right wing. It's Pedrogetti. Now Ula Chamberlain top of the key. Still facing the 2-3 zone of the Irish. By the way, Mirabile back in, replacing Hansen. Chamberlain behind the back dribble. Now a crossover. Hands it off to her sister, Kaili Chamberlain. Now Coleman top of the key. The 5'1" freshman probing. Pedrogetti right wing. Cannot get into the teeth of this defense. Ula Chamberlain right wing. Hearing some boos now from the Sheldon student section. The junior. Crossover behind the back, spin move, scoop shot up and good. Ula Chamberlain, wow, her 4th point, and it's back to a lead for South Medford. Now the ball turned over, Chamberlain right wing, drives in, throws up a shot, too strong, offensive board, Pedrogetti. Throws it back inside, taken away by Winkler. Sheldon, a 2-on-1 break. Winkler loses the ball off her foot, a turnover, and South Medford catches a break there.
When that crowd was booing Ula Chamberlain, I think it motivated her to show up what she had because that spin move into the hole in the lane was absolutely picturesque.
A lot of dribble moves there from Ula Chamberlain. Crossover behind the back, between the legs. Wow.
I think it's in the crowd's best interest not to boo her anymore probably then.
Probably a good idea. Top of the key is Ula Chamberlain. 4 points so far for the reigning Southwest Conference scoring champ. Pass down low to Perry on the ground, and it's a foul called as Perry goes up and misses the shot. What a nice bounce pass that was from Chamberlain. For the Irish, that foul, it goes against Michaela Skurlock. Her first 2 free throws here for Perry. Shakia Perry, the 5'10" freshman. No points so far today. It's her first free throw. Bit off the left, no good. She's averaging about 6.5 points per game. Had 8 points in that win at Roseburg last time out. In the loss versus Sheldon earlier this year, she scored 6 points. Currently a 9-8 South Medford lead, 1:35 left in the first quarter. Perry's second free throw. It's up and good. She now has her first points tonight. 10-8 South Medford in front. Now they put some pressure on the Irish as Hansen gets out of some trouble. Finds Caitlin Fouts into the game here for the first time. Now Rainin left wing, picked up by Kaili Chamberlain. Takes a screen, spin move into the paint, pass into the corner. Hansen, her 3-pointer is up, and it just rims out offensive board. Fouts, and she's fouled as she comes down with that ball. You can see here the size of Sheldon doing some problems down low for South Medford. Team foul number 3 just on South Medford, but a lot of size advantage down low for this Irish team.
Macy Rainin making moves happen. Unfortunately, couldn't hit the 3, but way to play inside-out basketball.
And the pass goes into Mirabile. Her corner 3 is up and good. Alyssa Mirabile on the board here for the first time. And we have an even score. In fact, I think they're rolling at a 2. It's now 10-10 on the scoreboard up top. Jumper in the corner for Chamberlain is an air ball. Offensive board, though, goes to Pedrogetti. Minute left here in this first quarter. Perry controls, throws it up to Ula Chamberlain, gets past the defender, bounce pass to her sister. Now Perry, floater in the lane off the glass and good. Shakia Perry, her first field goal, pardon me, and back in front is South Medford, 12-10. Skip pass into the corner, Rain in. Her three-pointer in rhythm, too strong. Rebound tipped, it goes out of bounds off of South Medford. Kaylee Chamberlain tried to save, could not do that, and it goes off her. It stays Sheldon ball. 34.9 left here in this first quarter, a 12-10 lead for South Medford. As we have a sub here for the Panthers, Evelyn LaPola checks in for Kaylee Chamberlain. Right wing is Mirable. She drives in, fakes a pass, layup off iron, no good. Rebound tip taken by Ula, throws it up to Coleman. The speedster has no one home. Layup is off the glass and good. Tony Coleman, her second bucket. Both are fast break layups. It's 14-10 South Medford. Now Hansen facing some pressure and a blocking foul called against Coleman. Got in the way there of Hansen, and it is her first personal, the team's fourth.
You know what makes these teams so good is the fact that they both switch so effectively on defense. Something that a lot of teams lack is when there's a lot of movement off the ball, they have trouble switching and it leaves players open. Both these teams are so effective on defense because of the switching.
15 seconds left here in this first quarter. Right wing Hansen finds Fouts top of the key. Right back to Hansen on the right side. A deep three for her. It's straight through. A big shot there from Fallon Hansen. The Irish back down by just one. Chamberlain the other way. At the buzzer, does not get a shot off. Instead passes it. And that does it for quarter number one. Just about what we expected. 14-13. South Medford is out in front at the end of one. This was a fun first half. Very quick and fast paced. These teams not pressing as much as we thought they would in the first quarter. Still a fair amount of turnovers for the Irish. They have 5, 4 for South Medford, but overall, quite an entertaining first 8 minutes.
Oh, super entertaining, and both these teams have talent that almost matches each other. When one big play happens for Sheldon, a big play happens for South Medford. But the same thing happened where when one team messed up, the other team messed up, because I think there's just a lot of excitement, but there's also a little bit of we need to score as quickly as possible as opposed to let's slow the pace down, let's try to control it and get our shot. And we saw that on the offensive rebound streak that Sheldon went on. There was a possession where they went on 3 consecutive offensive rebounds, and they ended out with 0 points. And that's because they were taking bad layups. They were able to get the ball down low on the right block, but when there's 3 other defenders around you, you don't have a clear path to the hoop. It's just better to kick it back out and reset. Both these teams playing a little bit like they're very young, a little bit immature, but overall a very fun, fast-paced, entertaining game. Maybe a little bit too many turnovers, 4 for the Panthers, like you mentioned, and 6 for the Sheldon Irish for 1 quarter.
Something to keep an eye on here for Sheldon. Back into the game as we begin quarter number 2 is Cammie Walk. 2 fouls in the first couple minutes of that first quarter. Back underway here at Sheldon High School. Into the paint, the pass goes to Walk. Layup, no good. Offensive board. Goes back up, and it's up and good. Persistence paying off for Cammie Walk. She has a game-high 6 points. And Sheldon back in front, 15-14. Sheldon now passes in the corner. Pedra Jetty pump fakes, dribbles it back out. Passes to Ula Chamberlain. Now in the far corner it goes to Perry. Behind the back dribble, driving in. Passes underneath to Laupola. Now pass right wing. Pedrogetti passes to Ula Chamberlain. Her step back 3 from the right wing just rims out. Rebound tipped into the corner. It goes out of bounds off South Medford and Laupola, and Sheldon takes over.
That was very close, and that's a break. When you have Ula Chamberlain in the corner rimming out shots, you know that she's close and you know she's feeling it. So if you're Sheldon, I would play that as well as you can as we get a timeout by the Irish and Brancato. But if you're Sheldon, don't think about too much about that shot, because I don't know how often she's going to take it on the kind of off balance in the corner catch and shoot 3. But if it's going in and out, you know she's been thinking about it, she's feeling it. So this is your opportunity to capitalize now on the miss that she just had.
Now she has 4 points, pardon me, so far here in this one. She averages about 18.4. Last game she had 30 points in the win versus Roseburg. Game before that, 34 points in the win versus Willamette. So she's certainly turning it on here late in the season. But good job for Sheldon defensively against her. Her 2 makes have been acrobatic scoop layups in the paint. They've done a good job of limiting her opportunities so far today as well.
They've been able to contain her, and if they do that, things may bode well.
All right, back in action here at Sheldon High School. Top of the key, Fallon Hansen controlling. Picked up there by Schmerbach. Now pass right wing into Mirabile. Back to Hansen, top of the key. A minute gone here in the second quarter. Ball tipped away. Pedrogetti knocks in the air. Taken, though, by Skurlock. Sheldon controls once again. Top of the key. Walk. Hands off to Hansen. Facing the 1-2-2 zone. Pass into Walk. Left elbow. Pass in the corner. A deep two for Winkler. Pardon me. Too strong. Rebound goes to Chamberlain. She pushes the other way. Behind the back dribble for Ula Chamberlain. 4 points so far tonight. Pass left side. Pedrogetti. Her three-pointer is up and good. Pedrogetti, 6 points, both of them coming from the three-point line. Now Sheldon the other way. Down low, fast break opportunity for Walk. Her shot is rejected, but a foul called. And 2 free throws here for Cammie Walk. No, pardon me, it's a offensive foul, or did we get a travel called? I'm not quite sure.
No foul went up on the board, so it must have been a turnover.
So a travel called against Cammie Walk. Good defense down low by South Medford. 17-15, the Panthers in front. 6:15 to go here in the first half. Chamberlain, right side. Passes to Schmerbach. Now a screen back to Pedrogetti, top of the key. Sheldon still playing zone here. Right wing is Chamberlain. Dribbles out of some pressure, back to the top of the key. Now pass in the short corner, driving is Kaili Chamberlain. Pass back to Schmerbach. Now top of the key, Ula Chamberlain. Her three-pointer off iron, no good. Rebound tip, comes down with it. Does Kaili Chamberlain. Her floater in the lane, off the glass and good. Kaili Chamberlain, her first 2 points, and it's 15-19, South Medford in front. Hansen behind the back dribble. Earned there by Schmerbach. Now pass into the free throw line. Cammie Walk left open. Her jumper a bit strong off the backboard. No good offensive board goes to Hansen. Her floater from 10 feet out. All nets. Fallon Hansen has 5 points, and it's back to a 1-point game. Pardon me, a 2-point game, 19-17. Perry passes over to the right wing to Pedrogetti. She drives in the lane. Floater over Winkler. No good. A rebound to Walk. Pass to Hansen. Sheldon looking to push her. They have numbers. Pass Winkler. Right side. Layup in transition. It's up and good. Winkler's first 2, and we're knotted up at 19. Ula Chamberlain on the right side. Between the legs. Spin move. Jumping. Backwards, pass it off to Schmerbach. Now her floater over Winkler, rims out. It was halfway down. The board, though, goes to Walk. Up the floor, Mirabile. Crossover dribble. 3 defenders there. Layup no good, but a foul called, pardon me. And 2 free throws coming up for Alyssa Mirabile.
You know, typically when you're one person and you're facing 3 defenders, your innate reaction is to not run right at all 3 of them. But Mirabile was not intimidated. She was motivated. And depending on how these free throws go, that may have been actually a very smart move.
19 all to score here. 4:42 left in the first half. First free throw for Mirabile is up and good. She now has 3 points. A couple of subs here for the Irish. Newman and Rainin check in, replacing Hansen and Walk. Also back into the game is Tony Coleman, replacing Schmerbach. Second free throw up and good as well for Mirabile. She now has 4 points. Sheldon out in front, 21-19. Ula Chamberlain, cross half court, guarded there by Macy Rainin. Sheldon now playing man-to-man defense here. Pass to Chamberlain, the ball knocked away. No, it's saved by the referee, incidentally. Now the ball rolls out of bounds. It's off of Sheldon. If that referee was not there, it would have been a turnover for South Medford, and now a timeout called by Tom Cole.
And I've seen that happen where it hits off the referee on the sideline. They'll call it out of bounds and a turnover because that's how the play would have gone. Referees are technically supposed to be obsolete in the field of play no matter what sport. So I'm surprised that he didn't actually call it on himself there. Maybe a little bit of a, it just in the moment type thing, but Sheldon got a break.
I think South Medford unhappy there as well, as they would have had a turnover there if it weren't for the official. So Tom Cole in his 11th year calls a timeout. 21-19 is the score. The Irish in front, 4:26 to go in this first half. Once again, thanks for joining us on SheldonAthletics.com. Mark Randy and Jonathan Rifkin with you here. Thanks as well to Jason Humphrey manning the cameras for us tonight. Back in action here is South Medford. They retain possession after that lucky bounce in front of the Sheldon bench. Pedrogetti to inbound, and she finds Ula Chamberlain. Double team immediately comes. She hands it right back off Pedrogetti. She now drives, loses the ball out of bounds. The trap defense there of Sheldon forces a turnover for South Medford. It is their 5th.
That's big. Time to capitalize and try to extend this lead.
Ball inbound to the Mirabile, facing pressure from the freshman. Coleman, she reaches in, knocks the ball away, but also got the arm of Mirabile, and she's called for a foul.
It's hard to be able to pull off a pick a pocket like that, especially on the near when you have the far side ref paying attention, because when you turn, you're turning into the girl, and from his perspective, it looks like you're turning in and hitting her arm, and that very well may have what happened.
Foul number 2 now on Coleman. 3-pointer for Skurlock, right wing. Off front iron, no good. A rebound off the hands of Amber Winkler, out of bounds, so South Medford takes over.
Tell you what, though, Winkler not able to get that offensive board. She has 3 tonight and 5 total rebounds. She has been down low trying to grab those balls for Sheldon all night long.
Chamberlain breaks the press herself, step around, loses the ball in the lane, knocked out of bounds. Whose leg is it off of? It's off of Chamberlain. Sheldon takes over. Another turnover for South Medford, number 6.
It's a little bit too much going on for Ula Chamberlain. The defense was collapsing inside the paint when she tried to go inside, and she didn't really look around to try to find that outside teammate. And oftentimes when you play inside-out basketball, that's what you want to do.
Now Mirabile, top of the key. A screen from Winkler. Loses the ball, but picks it back up. Picked up there closely by Pedrogetti. Now right side. It goes Skurlock. Down low, Newman turns, fires, off iron. No good. A rebound to Perry. She pushes herself across half court. Now slows up, hands it off to Ula Chamberlain, left wing. Right side. Into the corner. Kaili Chamberlain. Right back to Coleman now. Swings back up top to Ula Chamberlain. Hearing some boos again here from the Sheldon student section. Hands it off to her sister, Kaili. Ball thrown the other way. Pedrogetti controls. Her floater from 10 feet out, off rim. No good. Rebound tipped out of bounds, off of Sheldon. And South Medford retains possession. By the way, that last foul on South Medford, their 6th team foul. So one more free throw, and it's bonus time here for the Irish. As Coleman will inbound from under her own basket. Throws it to the top to Kaili Chamberlain. Sets her feet. A deep 3, too strong. Rebound tipped around. Comes down with it. The 5'1" Coleman. Now she kicks it back out to Pedrogetti, top of the key. Ula Chamberlain. An even deeper 3. Left wing. Too strong. Rebound to Mirabile in motion. Across half court. Left wing. Drives baseline behind the back. Loses it out of bounds. A turnover for Sheldon. For the Irish, that's number 8. 2:53 left in this first half. 21-19. Sheldon in front. An ultra-competitive first half. Right side is Coleman. Pass the top of the key. Perry jumper from the free throw line. Off iron. No good. Offensive board. Kaili Chamberlain. Now pass back to the top of the key to Ula Chamberlain. She drives in. Spinning shot off the glass. No good. A rebound goes to Hansen. She pushes the other way. Hansen down the lane, behind the back dribble, looks for a passer, finds Mirabile, open corner 3, too strong. Rebound goes to Perry. Up the floor, Pedrogetti, right wing, taken away from behind by Rainin. She goes the other way now, has numbers. Down the right side of the floor, into the corner, 3-pointer again for Mirabile, and that one's good. Sheldon adding on to their lead, it's 24-19. Now Chamberlain the other way. Down the lane she goes. Passes to Pedrogetti. Too strong. Out of bounds. Turnover for South Medford. Number 8.
And that matches that matches Sheldon. But that's a big deal because not only did you just force another turnover, now South Medford is leading in this quarter in turnovers, but you've been capitalizing. You have the momentum. Sheldon needs to channel that momentum and continue doing what they're doing because right now they have South Medford on their heels. 2
minutes left here in this second quarter. 3-pointer, Macy Rainin. Too short. Rebound goes to Ula Chamberlain. Passes up the floor, Perry. 100 miles per hour to the right side. Going right at the defense is Coleman, and she's called for a charge drawn by the junior. Fallon Hansen sacrificing her body. A turnover, number 9 now for South Medford.
These girls work so hard, on both sides, both for South Medford and for Sheldon, but Sheldon right now looks like they want it more. They're sacrificing their body. They're getting into passing lanes. They're sneaking up on players from behind, and they're down getting offensive rebounds. All of those are keys to success in this game.
Tony Coleman's 3rd foul. She checks out. Schmierbach back in to replace her. Hansen left wing. Now to Rainin in the corner. Amber Winkler. Back up top. Now swung right side to Mirabile. Pass right block. Rainin behind the back pass off the fingertips of Skurlock, out of bounds. A turnover for Sheldon. Their 9th as well. South Medford retains possession. 1:20 to go in this first half. Sheldon in front by 5. 24-19. Ula Chamberlain right side, a screen, drives into the corner, double team comes, splits it, throws the ball away. Winkler up the floor, Skurlock 1-on-2 break, knocked away from behind, but she keeps it in front of her. Now pass to Winkler, top of the key, Hansen drives into the lane, pass down low to her Skurlock, shot is off iron, no good, and a foul on the rebound goes against Skurlock. Nice board there by the freshman Perry. Skurlock frustrated there from missing that easy push shot.
Perry and Chamberlain, that's Ula, both with 5 rebounds, 10 together, and that's a really good sign if you're the Panthers, because you have these two who are playing really aggressively down low. And with the missed shots, both for Sheldon on the offensive end, it's nice to know that there are some of your teammates cleaning up the glass.
50 seconds left. Pedrogetti, top of the key here for South Medford. Now Kaili Chamberlain drives in a floater over Winkler off to the right. No good. Fouch the rebound. 40 seconds left. Sheldon pushes the other way. Marable down the lane, no one picks her up, layup off the glass, no good. Offensive board though for Rainin. Her floater in the lane is up and good, all net for Macy Rainin. 7-point lead, 25 seconds left. Perry across the timeline again, she gets right past Fouts, floater in the lane, rims out, rebound to Fouts. 15 seconds left, Sheldon will hold likely here for the final shot, but now they push. 10 seconds left. Pass left side of Rainin. Her three-pointer is up and good. 5 seconds left. A 10-point lead for Sheldon. The ball thrown away. Hansen has it. Floater at the buzzer. No good. And that does it for the first half. A Sheldon run. The final couple of minutes of the second quarter. The Irish, their largest lead of the game is right now 29-19. A very good finish for the Sheldon Irish, but a sloppy finish for South Medford. They had a lead here about 4 minutes ago.
Sheldon held South Medford to 5 points in the quarter. It was 14-13 going into the second quarter. 16-5. Sheldon outscored South Medford by 11 points. That's a big deal because South Medford is known for their offensive prowess, scoring in bunches. Everybody kind of plays a part in that. But Sheldon's defense stepped up. They were able to force 7 turnovers in that quarter, contain the ball themselves, got everybody going, and it was just overall a very solid quarter for the Irish.
29-19 is the score. Sheldon really a large run at the very end. South Medford, 6 points from Pedrogetti, only 4 from Ula Chamberlain, and none in that second quarter. If they're going to come back in this game and make it a game at the very end, they're going to need her to score a bit more, take the ball into her hands, and be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end.
Yeah, aggression, I think, is the biggest key because they're moving very well off the ball. The Sheldon defense is persistent, but it is beatable, and there were opportunities where South Medford was able to beat that defense, that 2-3 defense. And even when Sheldon went back to man, there was a lot of movement off the ball. South Medford moves off the ball very well, but there were a couple of possessions where they were taking bad shots, very long threes, when there was a player open on the right block, running left baseline and taking a bad layup when you could have kicked it back out for a right shoulder, about 15, 20-footer. So there are little things here and there, but if South Medford cleans up some of those things, which I'm sure they'll talk about in the locker room, it's going to be very hard for the Sheldon Irish to continue doing what they're doing because the second half is a whole new half and teams play even better depending on who they are. And for South Medford, they have the talent to overcome this deficit. It's just whether or not they can channel, and if Sheldon keeps doing what they're doing, it's going to make it very hard.
29-19 at the half. The Irish are out in front, looking to sweep the season series for South Medford after the Panthers had a 90-game winning streak in the conference play. Coming into this year, it went as high as 92. Once again at the half, 29-19, Sheldon in front. We'll take a break, and we'll come back in a few minutes, give you some more analysis of the first half, and preview half number 2 for you right here on SheldonAthletics.com.
Yeah, because they hit a 3 to get to 16 9. And they had 14 coming into the second. They're going to have a lot of protection based on someone. They're going to need someone to throw to. Hopefully Dylan Mitchell and Jimmy
Please clear the floor. Everybody off the floor for the start of the second half. Please clear the floor now.
Yeah. Welcome back inside Carolyn Rayborn Gymnasium as we get set here for half number 2 between the Sheldon Irish and the South Medford Panthers. A 13-0 run for the Irish at the end of the first half, and they have a 10-point lead going into half number 2. It was a perfect storm for the Irish late in that first half. Sloppy play offensively from South Medford, and Sheldon took advantage, and that's why they have a 10-point lead.
Yeah, sloppy play, and it wasn't just sloppy play because a lot of teams play sloppily. It's the ability to convert when the other team isn't converting, and for Sheldon in the first quarter, they really struggled to capitalize on opportunities that the Panthers were handing to them, but in that second quarter, outscoring the Irish 16-5, forcing 7 turnovers, it really bode well. And the difference was they were more aggressive on defense. They contained Sheldon to the perimeter where they weren't shooting phenomenally. And at the end of the day, the Irish were converting on all the opportunities, on the 7 turnovers, on the missed layups and three-pointers, and getting out in transition, controlling the pace of play. And that is mainly why they are winning right now.
Starting five out there for both sides for the Irish: Mirabile, Walk, Hansen, Skurlock, and Winkler, as Mirabile controls here top of the key for the Irish. Now moving from left to right in quarter number 3. Pass inside to Walk, tipped away, taken by Chamberlain. She pushed the other way. Pass to Pedrogetti, left side. Her deep 2 jumper, too strong. Rebound to Winkler and the Irish. Passes to Hansen across half court in a swarm of Panthers. Left side, Mirabile drives it, kicks it back, taken away. Coleman, no one back. Layup is up and off the glass and good. And the foul on Michaela Skurlock. She did not attempt to block the shot, but she got in the way of Coleman on the way down, called for a foul. And an handling opportunity here for the freshman, Tony Coleman.
She leaned in and probably yelled at Coleman to try to scare her and maybe pat her footsteps, but when she leaned in, I think she led in a little bit too far, and that allowed Coleman to draw the contact and get the and one.
And it's foul number 3 on Skurlock. Coleman's free throw, though, too strong. Rebound goes to Winkler. Loses the ball. It goes out of bounds, though, off South Medford's hands.
And
we have, a sub here as Rainan checks in, replacing Skurlock.
And those free throws are big because for South Medford to try and chip their way back in this game, stopping the clock, getting points on the board here early in the second half is a big deal.
29-21 the score, 7:20 left in this third quarter. Right side is Mirabile. Gets into the zone, into the lane, loses the ball, and Perry comes up with it. She pushes the other way, up the floor. A nice catch there by Coleman, loses it, though Winkler comes up with it. Now Ula Chamberlain takes it back from her, and she's called for a backcourt violation. She thought that the ball was knocked away, wasn't in her possession just yet, but she controls it, brings it over the line, a turnover for South Medford.
We've played 54 seconds, and we've had a total of 6 turnovers thus far in this half.
Sloppy play both sides here in this third quarter. Cammie Walk, free throw line, passes to Rainan, 3-pointer from the left wing, is straight through! Macy Rainan, her second 3-pointer. She's the first player in double figures, and the Irish back in front by 11. Now Perry having some trouble here, passes to Ula Chamberlain. She gets this one across half court, tiptoeing the sideline, spin move, passes to Perry, top of the key, now into the corner. Pedrogetti thinks to shoot, but passes to Coleman. The 5'1" freshman drives in, loses the ball out of bounds. No one touched it, turnover again for South Medford. And that's number 14.
14-13, 4 turnovers to 3 so far in this third quarter. Only 2 points to show for it, or on both sides, I should say. They're actually 3 for Sheldon.
We're a minute and a half into this third quarter. Right wing is Fallon Hansen, feeds Walk, top of the key. Now swung left side, ran another 3 left wing. This one too short, rebound to Perry. Up the floor, Coleman. No one's home, an easy layup again for Coleman. She has 8 points, and they're all in fast break layups. 32-23 the score. Winkler, top of the key here for the Irish. Left side is Rainan. A screen from Winkler. Spin move, but good defense there by Chamberlain, forcing the travel against Rainan. Another turnover here in this second half.
14 apiece. A lot of slop of play, a lot of very good defense also to force the sloppy play.
32-23. Pedrogetti right corner. Pump fakes. Passes to Chamberlain, top of the key. Thinks about a 3, but instead dribbles it back out. Calling for a screen, doesn't get it. Now she drives in on a foul on the ground to drive. Chamberlain finished the layup after the whistle. This one for the Irish goes against Macy Rainan. That is her first, and she will be replaced here. First playing time tonight for Elisa Washington of the Irish, also on the JV team. 32-23 the score. South still has possession of that ball. Pedrogetti inbounds from in front of her own bench. Finds Ula Chamberlain on the far corner. Backing down against Hansen, now spins back out, top of the key. Coleman has it, picked up by Washington, just back into the game. Drive down the lane, passes to Perry, layup left hand is rejected from behind, gets her own rebound and rejected again, this time by Cammie Walk, who comes up with a rebound. Pushing the other way, left side Hansen, pump fake, now passes to Walk and she's fouled on the catch. No shot as she finishes the layup, but the foul goes against Kaili Chamberlain, and Sheldon will inbound from under their own basket.
Perry had a lot of aggression down low in those offensive boards, and you have to admire that. But, man, the defense by Cammie Walk to be able to get the ball, get it cross court, get it back, and then draw a foul. Very athletic overall there for Cami Walk.
Hansen to inbound. It's Walk, top of the key. A three-pointer from straight on. Barely takes silent rebound on the floor. Taken away by Winkler. Now passes back to Walk, top of the key. Right side Washington. Drives, baseline floater. Over the defense is good. Lisa Washington into the game and right into the bucket. Now left side for South Medford. Kaili Chamberlain goes up against Mirabla. Her shot, though, was off iron and no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds off of Kaili's sister, Ula Chamberlain. Sheldon takes over. Now a sub here for Sheldon. Emma Newman replacing Cami Walk. Still just those 2 fouls for Cami Walk. Picked those up early in the first quarter. 4:45 left in this third period. 34-23 Sheldon. Winkler left side. Drives in, kicks it out corner. Mirabile driving right back to Winkler. An easy layup, and it rattles in. And Winkler up to 4 points, and the Irish a game-high lead, 13 points, 36-23. Top of the key. Perry passes Pedrogetti in the corner. Pump fakes, drives in, now dribbles back out to the right wing. Ula Chamberlain still just 4 points. Now she drives, floater off glass, no good, but a whistle, a foul. Then 2 free throws coming up. For Ula Chamberlain has not scored since the first quarter. She's the defending Southwest Conference scoring champ. Looking to do the same here as a junior. She has not been there offensively so far for the South Medford team.
And the Irish have been containing her to the perimeter, which has really limited her game, and that's why she really hasn't scored too much. She hits the first free throw right there, and that's actually big because trying to cut this lead down, you stop the clock, you get the ball in your best player's hands, and if she sees that ball go through, I think that'll help her. But it's not that she's missing shots, it's that Sheldon is always containing her whenever she gets the ball, not letting her get anywhere, creating any space.
Second free throw is up. Nothing but net for Chamberlain. She now has 6 points. 2 off the team high of 8 for Tony Coleman. Rabelais right side here for this Irish team. A screen from Newman. Switch comes, but she passes back out to the perimeter. Now inside Newman. She makes the catch, but a foul was called on Ula Chamberlain. She was switched there on the taller Emma Newman and was called for the holding foul. It's her second. 36-25, the Irish in front, adding on to their 10-point halftime lead. Inbound to Fouts, right elbow, past Mirabile, an easy 5-foot bunny, short, but it just rims in. Mirabile now up to 9 points, and the Irish back in front by 13. Perry across the timeline, sizing up Newman. Show and go, now passes left side, Kaili Chamberlain. Her three-pointer is off, no good. Rebound tipped around, taken by Ula Chamberlain. Under the hoop, she creates some space and is fouled as she goes up. The foul from behind against Macy Rainin, and 2 more free throws for Ula Chamberlain.
Ula Chamberlain with 6 boards. So what she's been lacking in the offensive end, she's really been picking up on the boards, and that's good because she's able to create her own shot.
She hits the first. She now has 7 points. The last 3 in the last minute, all from the free throw line.
And if she can stay involved, find teammates open, get to the free throw line, get those rebounds, that will put South Medford in a better position than if she's just obsolete altogether.
Second foul on Rainin, by the way. Second free throw good as well for Chamberlain. Now a full timeout called by Tom Cole, head coach of this South Medford team. It's still an 11-point lead here for Sheldon, 38-27. They've added 1 onto the halftime lead of 10, but 4 points the last couple possessions here for Chamberlain. You get the sense that South Medford feeling a bit better about themselves through the last 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, they got to be able to, they stopped the clock, they forced a couple of turnovers, and they were able to put some points on the board. When you go back to the basics, the fundamentals of basketball, motion offense, finding your best player and having her, run the floor, and you find success with that, you start to realize, okay, we're back to the basics and they're working. What can we add on to be more aggressive, to pick up the pace, to put the other team in a position where they don't feel like we're only playing on the defensive side and that there's a chance that we come back and even take the lead, if not in the third quarter, then early in that fourth quarter. And that puts Sheldon in a position where, okay, we're not out of the woods. We have to be resilient. We have to continue to play as hard as we can because at any time South Medford could come back and tie this game or even take the lead.
All 5 starters still in there for South Medford. Kaili and Ula Chamberlain, Tony Coleman, Bella Pedrogetti, and Shakia Perry. For the Irish, they have Caitlin Fouts, Fallon Hansen, Lisa Washington, Emma Newman, and Macy Rainin. 3.5 to go in this third quarter. The Irish in front by 11, and they control the basketball. Top of the key is Washington against the 2-3 zone of South Medford. Now Newman controls, top of the key, passes to Hansen, now right back to Rain on the right wing. Sheldon running a bit of a weave at the top.
A lot of movement. This is why you run that 5-man weave in practice, to beat the zone.
Now left side is Washington. A screen from Newman, ignores it, spins back to the corner, passes to Newman, top of the key. Now right side, Fouts into the corner, Rainin, pump fakes, drives in, into the corner now, Washington. Her three-pointer is up, too strong, rebound, tipped around, and Newman tries to save it, but it's out of bounds off of the Irish. And South Medford gets the ball back.
The problem with with running the weave is that if you don't get what you want, where you're spreading the floor and you can't find a player cutting inside to get a layup, it slows the pace down and it makes it a lot harder. They got trapped in the corner right there, and that was a result of that weave.
Coleman on the top of the key, the 5'1" freshman. Now left side, Petrogetti driving in, and she's bumped into by Newman, and Newman called for the blocking foul on that near block. Just a common foul on the ground. No, not a shooting foul here for South Medford. But 3 players now coming in for the Irish. Winkler, Walk, and Mirable replacing Washington, Fouts, and Newman. Foul number 2, by the way, on Newman as she checks out. Coleman to inbound. He finds Ula Chamberlain short corner. She now drives and throws up a shot off the backboard, and it's good. Just like that, she has 10 points, and it's back to a single-digit game, 38-29. Left side for the Irish is Rainin. Between the legs, loses the ball, saves it somehow. It's on the ground, still picked up by Coleman. A one-on-one break. Euro step, reverse layup up and good. Look at the freshman putting on the moves. 10 points, all on fast break layups.
She was so quick. Amber Winkler had no chance of trying to block that shot.
38-31. Right side is Hansen for the Irish. A screen from Walk. Now into the corner it goes, Mirable. Another screen from Walk. Behind the back dribble, back to the top of the key to Winkler. Pass inside, tipped away, taken by Ula Chamberlain. She pushes the other way, pass up the floor for her sister. Too high, overthrown. Kaili cannot come down with it. Turnover again for South Medford, and sisters arguing now on the floor, not happy with each other. And Sheldon takes over again. 38-31, 1:50 to go in this third quarter. Left side of Rainin, a deep three-pointer, too strong. Rebound goes to Kaili, loses it, picked back up by Cami Walk. Sheldon catches a break there. That was an easy board there for South Medford. Pass down low, it's an ugly pass taken away by South Medford. Washington, part of me, that's Chamberlain driving the other way. Reverse, and she misses the layup, but she's fouled. The whistle, and 2 more free throws coming up for Ula Chamberlain. She was held scoreless for nearly 2 full quarters worth of minutes, but she scored 6 points, looking for 7 and 8 here in the last couple of minutes as well.
And she's been getting it going. She seems a lot more confident here in the third quarter than she did in that second quarter, and you could see it at the free throw line.
She makes that first one nothing but net. She's now 5 for 5 from the line, all of them coming here in this quarter. And it's down to a 6-point Sheldon lead, 38-32. Chamberlain's second free throw. 2 short, rebound taken by Cami Walk of the Irish. Walk now pushing the other way. In the lane, no one checks her, but she misses the layup. Rebound to Perry. Up the floor, Ula Chamberlain. The ball's overthrown. She tries to save it, but she's out of bounds. It would have been a layup if she did not step out of bounds, but a turnover again for South Medford. And Tom Cole unhappy there with Perry for that overthrow.
Just a little bit too far. A lot of topspin on it when the ball bounced. It just went awry. Not enough speed there for Chamberlain to be able to save it.
Minute left in this third quarter. A 6-point Sheldon lead. Hansen, top of the key. Passes to the right to Winkler. Now back to the top to Walk. Mirable right side. Still the 2-3 zone here for the Panthers of South Medford. Sheldon taking off plenty of time here this possession. Right side, Cami Walk now for the Irish. 44 seconds left in the third quarter. Sheldon still slowing it up. Pressure here near half court. Rainin spins out of some trouble. Now Mirable drives into the paint. Back top of the key. Walk thought about a 3, but passes it off. 25 seconds left here in this quarter.
They're utilizing the no shot clock rule in the state of Oregon, which could be good or bad depending on which side you're on. And right now for Sheldon, they're using that to their advantage.
They have a 6-point lead. Now 15 ticks left. Mirable top of the key. A screen from Winkler. She drives in, kicks into the corner. Rainin, her three-pointer. It's up and it's off. Offensive board. Winkler, reverse. No good. Rebound again. Walk, throws it up. No good, but a foul with 1.4 left. And 2 free throws for Cami Walk. She did not hit the bucket, but what an acrobatic rebound that was from Amber Winkler.
Sheldon held the ball for almost 38 seconds on offense. They were looking for their shot. They got the 2-3 zone split a little bit, finally penetrated the paint after the missed three. Couldn't get the first layup to go, but a foul on the second attempt.
Kemi Walk's first free throw just rims out. She has 6 points to go with 7 rebounds, nearing a double-double. Perhaps if she has a good fourth quarter, she can get there. As Fouts checks in, replacing Amber Winkler, by the way. That foul goes against Perry. It's her second. Second free throw. Rattles in, 1.4 left. It'll be a heave here for South Medford. Into Petrojetti, three-quarter court, full court, and it's just a bit short. And that does it here for quarter number 3. 39-32, the Irish out in front. South Medford, they got down by as many as 13 points there midway through that third quarter, but a bit of a run there towards the end. 7 points in the last 3 or so minutes from Ula Chamberlain, and they're right back in this game.
Yeah, I mean, basketball is a game of runs, and especially when you have a high-octane offense like South Medford does, it doesn't take much to bring you back into a game, especially when 13 points was, I don't want to say it was, a big deficit, but it wasn't a small deficit. It was a manageable deficit, and South Medford figured out, look, this is what we need to do to get back in the game. They're not out of the woods yet. They still have a little bit of a climb to get to where the Sheldon Irish are, but that was a start. The way that they ended that third quarter, they picked up the pace, they were aggressive, and it shows on the scoreboard. If they can carry that over to the fourth quarter, this game will go down to the wire.
8 more minutes back on the clock. The Irish went out there with Cami Walk, Emma Newman, Michaela Skurlock, Alyssa Mirabile, and Fallon Hansen. South Medford going with Shakaya Perry along with Bella Pedrojetti, Ula, and Kaili Chamberlain, and Tony Coleman. 39-32, the Irish in front. 8 minutes left here in regulation. Chamberlain has it across half court here for South Medford. To her sister, Kaili Chamberlain on the right wing. Now Perry on the top of the key. Left side goes on the corner. Kaili Chamberlain dribbles out of some pressure back to the top. Now pass to her sister, Ula Chamberlain on the left wing. Dribbles to the top of the key, finds Perry at the free throw line. Now she drives into the far corner. The pass goes, and it's taken away, but a foul on the pass goes against the Irish. This one for Sheldon against Mirabile.
The Irish back at their 2-3 zone, trying to keep that ball moving along the perimeter. They're not too scared about the outside shooting game for South Medford, though it has been pretty good so far tonight. They want to keep that ball outside of the paint as much as possible.
That's a big whistle. Team foul number 7 this half. 1-and-1 free throws now for Perry. The front end of the 1-and-1. Too strong, but it rims in. Off back iron, high into the air, and straight through.
Backspin is important, and for that reason, when you hit off of the right iron and you put the backspin and it goes high up, the odds of it finding the middle of the hoop are very, very good.
Any more fouls this quarter on Sheldon? It's free throws for South Medford. Second one for Perry, rattles in. And now a whistle and a 30-second timeout called by head coach Tom Cole of South Medford. A 5-point game, closest it's been since the first half. 39-34, 7:34 left here in this fourth quarter. That's a good start here for South Medford. Getting within 5, just got to continue to chip away here in this fourth quarter.
Slowly but surely, because there have been times when it seems like Sheldon was the better team. There have been times when it seems like South Medford may have been down and out, but South Medford has found a way, and that's what makes a team very, very good, is that when you face adversity and you can force your way back into a game against a very formidable opponent at that. And so for Sheldon, you need to stick to what you know. The 2-3 zone, I think, is a good idea to go back to, because that's how you stifled the inside play in the last half against South Medford. You really struggle in a man in that third quarter, and for South Medford, just keep pushing, keep staying aggressive.
Same 5 out there here for both sides. Mirabile across the timeline. No one picks her up. Passes to Newman. Ball knocked away. She comes down with it. Throws it up. It's good, and the foul. Emma Newman, a nice grab and the finish with the harm. And a free throw coming up for a 3-point play opportunity.
That's big. And that was the power right there of Emma Newman. She got hit, and she was able to fight through the contact and finish up that pending the free throw, a 3-point play.
And it's her first 2 points tonight. Foul number 3 on Ula Chamberlain. Free throw for Newman, all net. A big swing there for the Irish. They're back in front by 8, 42-34, 7.5 left in the fourth quarter. Sheldon bringing out the full court pressure here. Chamberlain gets the inbound after she knocks down Hansen. Dribbles the other way. Down the lane, no one picks her up. An easy layup for Ula Chamberlain. She now has 12 points, a game high.
You have to slide your feet and switch. It's very important when a man goes down.
Hansen driving the other way, and she's fouled as the layup misses off the glass. This one goes against Pedrogetti. 2 free throws here for Fallon Hansen. It's the first on Pedrogetti.
These are big free throws. 6-point game is a lot different. A 2-possession versus a 3-possession game means a lot, especially with only 7:12 left in this game.
First free throw, good for Fallon Hansen. She now has 6 points for the Irish. She averages about 13 points per game, had 12 in the win last time out at Willamette. Hansen second, rattles home. 7 points now for Fallon Hansen. Back on an 8-point game here for the Irish. Ball thrown away, and it's out of bounds off of South Medford. Miscommunication between sisters. Ula throws it away, and not looking for it was Kaili.
Second time the sisters have been the benefactors of a turnover.
8-point lead here for the Irish. 7 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Mirabile behind the back dribble. Right side, Skurlock. Newman controls top of the key. Left side, it's Hansen. Her three-pointer is good! Fallon Hansen coming in clutch for the Irish. And it's back to an 11-point game. Now Chamberlain top of the key. Sizing up Hansen. Drives in, steps back. Her deep 2 jumper off iron. No good. Rebound to walk. She feeds Mirabile in motion. Pass up the floor, tipped away by Chamberlain. It goes out of bounds off her. A dangerous pass there for the Irish, but they retain possession.
Yeah, running a little bit too quickly. Maybe thinking about that weave or that 2-on-3 break that you work on in practice, but a little bit too far ahead. And with a defender right there, that pass was likely never going to make it.
6.5 left, an 11-point lead for Sheldon. We'll see if they slow things down a bit here on offense. Skurlock left wing. Now top of the key, Mirabile. Right elbow is Newman. Fakes the handoff and a foul called. As she was run into there by Coleman. Coleman, 5'1", went crashing down against the 6-foot Newman. And she's called for the foul. It's her fourth.
Coleman came for help. Newman turned, and at the wrong time, Coleman found herself with a shoulder going straight at her. And unfortunately, she was chalked up with that foul because you are allowed to make contact as an offensive player, but it's only an offensive foul if it's offensive player induced.
Emma Schmierbach there checks in for Coleman. Top of the key is Hansen. Finds into the corner. Mirabile back to the top of the key. It goes Skurlock right side. Drives. Bounce pass to Walk. Cutting to the hoop. A layup is off, but she's falling to the floor, and a foul is called. 2 free throws coming up as she's fouled there on the drive.
The aggression here in the first 2 minutes of this quarter has surpassed the aggression that Irish were playing with throughout the entire third quarter, and kind of mirrors more of that second quarter where they really played well. They're going right at the hoop. They're drawing fouls, and it's really hurting South Medford.
That's the 4th foul on Ula Chamberlain as well. The first free throw is good for Cammie Walk. 4 fouls on Ula Chamberlain. She will stay in here until she fouls out or until this game ends, whichever comes first. Second free throw rattles in. Now a 13-point lead for the Irish, back to their game high. And now Walk replaced here by Amber Winkler.
Just moments ago, it was 42-36, and this mini run here for Sheldon has really been kind of the light in the fourth quarter.
Now South Medford the other way. Pedrogetti pass up the floor. Kaili pump fakes and an easy layup as she created space. She has 4 points, back to an 11-point lead, 49-38. 5:50 left. Driving is Mirabile. Loses the ball out of bounds. It goes off of her thigh. Turnover for Sheldon. Nice hands there by the freshman, Emma Schmierbach. 5:45 left. An 11-point lead for Sheldon. Chamberlain across half court. A screen from Perry. Drives into the lane. Step around the defense. Floats it up and in. How did she do that? She has 15.
Unbelievable. It's like poetry in motion sometimes with her.
Mirabile, top of the key. Pass right side to Winkler. Now Skurlock controls. She drives and loses the ball, picks it back up. Pass into Winkler. Spin move, loses the ball out of bounds. But they're saying it's off South Medford. Perry can't believe the call, and she thought that Winkler just lost it, but Sheldon keeps possession.
Even Winkler thought that it went off of her because she started walking the other way when all of her teammates weren't moving. She's like, "Oh, okay, I'll take the beneficial call."
9-point lead here for Sheldon. Hansen controls in the near corner. Now dribbles back to the top of the key. 5:10 left in regulation. Sheldon in front by 9 points. Mirabile, left wing, drives into the corner, and a foul as she's dribbling. And who's this one on? It's on Schmerbach, so that is her second foul.
Free throws could decide the end of this game. You're stopping the clock, and you're giving an opportunity here for South Medford, or excuse me, for Sheldon to get ahead. 9 points is a doable deficit, especially with 5:07 to go and with the talent that South Medford has. But you can't stop the clock and give more opportunity for Sheldon to score.
Front of the 1-and-1 is up and good for Mirabile. Into double figures now is the sophomore guard, 10 points. To go with the rebounds and then a few assists as well. 50-40. Sheldon in front by 10. Second free throw. Too strong. Rebound tipped, and it's on the floor. Winkler tips it out to her teammate. And who has it? A collision at midcourt. Oh, wow, that was very violent. There was balls on the floor. Diving for it was Kaili Chamberlain and Fallon Hansen. Who's the foul on? Goes against Chamberlain. So more free throws here for the Irish. Team foul number 9 on South Medford.
Fallon Hansen got swiped at in the face, but wow, what an effort by both sides. Just everybody, bodies on the floor. It's almost like a dog pile in there trying to get the rubber, and at the end of the day, the Irish were able to benefit on it.
First free throw. Off to the right, no good. A rebound to Ula Chamberlain for South Medford. She pushes the other way. Drives in reverse again, and it's up and good off the glass. Chamberlain has 17. Makes it look easy near the rim. Back to an 8-point lead. Rainin on the left wing. Now top of the key is Amber Winkler. 4:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Hansen looking to get it down low. Instead passes to Rainin, top of the key. Now left side is Mirabile looking to post up Winkler. Ignores it. Now dribbles into the corner. Pass to Walk. Right back Mirabile. Three-pointer from the corner is off. Offensive board for Walk. Dribbles out. Take off some more time. 4:15 left. Rainin on the right wing. Picks up her dribble. Finds some help in Hansen on the top of the key. An 8-point lead here still for the Irish. Right wing is Mirabile. 4 minutes to go in regulation. Left side, Hansen. Picked up by Ula Chamberlain. Now Mirabile, right wing. Sheldon taking off plenty of time here on offense. Why not? Mirabile, spin move. Gets past Chamberlain. Pass down low. Tipped away. Taken away by Ula Chamberlain. A one-on-one break. Behind the back. The layup rejected by Winkler. Now the other way goes Sheldon. Mirabile. Pass to Walk. Right side. Skip pass into the corner. Hansen, a wide open three is an air ball. Offensive boardwalk. Throws it up, and it's up and good off the glass. And a timeout called by Sheldon. They're back in front by 10, 52-42. 3.5 remaining.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen a sequence like that in high school basketball in my entire life. That was unbelievable. Sheldon running back and forth. You missed the free throw, and then here comes South Medford, a behind-the-back layup attempt by Ula Chamberlain. She's been so successful running that left baseline towards that left block and laying it up and in, but right there, Sheldon had her number, able to reject it and come back on the other end. Cami Walk has been unbelievable tonight. 9 boards, 4 on the offensive end to go along with an assist and a whole bunch of points. She is really helping the Irish maintain this lead, and she's playing her heart out so far this game.
And it's an 11 points to be exact. She's a rebound off of a double-double. How about the balanced scoring for this Sheldon team? 11 for Walk and 10 each for Rainin, Hansen, and Mirabile. 4 players in double figures. Don't see that too often in high school basketball.
The fluidity and the talent that both these teams have is just uncanny. Right now, Sheldon looks like they want it more, and they're just playing like it, but man, you have to tip your hat off to both these teams for how hard that they've been playing tonight.
10-point lead, 3.5 left. Going to take a perfect 3.5 minutes here for South Medford. Chamberlain drives, throws up a shot, and it gets stuck between the rim and the backboard. It's a jump ball. The arrow favors Sheldon. And now, how do you get the ball down? You need a ball from the sideline.
Can you go down and jump that up there, Mark?
I get down there quick enough. I could get the ball out of there.
You probably get the ball. I don't think I could, so at least you have that. That's great.
Amber Winkler might be able to at 6'1".
I think she could. She's been all over the board too tonight, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Anyway, Sheldon basketball here. 3:22 left after the missed shot there by Ula Chamberlain. It's inbound on the corner, taken away though by South Medford, but Schmerbach's foot is on the line out of bounds. So a turnover there for both sides. A lot now for either side here in this one.
Yeah, 20-18. Sheldon with the edge, the 2 turnover edge right there.
Not an edge that you want. And now away from the ball, we have an offensive foul against Sheldon. Alyssa Mirabile called there for pushing off against Schmerbach, and it's free throws. No, it's going to be inbounded here for South Medford, the offensive foul. You don't get free throws off that. As Chamberlain inbounds here to her sister, Ula Chamberlain. On the top of the key, 3:15 left. Chamberlain, crossover dribble. A jump from the free throw line is perfect. She left Hansen in her dust there, and she now has 19 points. Hansen the other way, leading by 8. She drives right in, layup no good, and it goes out of bounds off of South Medford. Hansen wanted the foul, did not get it, but Sheldon keeps the ball.
Ula Chamberlain trying to do everything she can to keep her team in this game and bring them back, but it's going to take a lot of defense. You have to be able to stop Sheldon because, yes, you can go score for score, but at this point in the game, it doesn't matter. You need to help your defense. You need to play defense and then convert.
Inbounded here to Mirabile. Drives into the lane. An open layup. Left hand is too strong. Offensive boardwalk. A double-double. She goes back and finishes with the right hand. 13 points, 10 rebounds. A 10-point lead for the Irish once again. 2:45 left. Chamberlain drives in. Kicks it out to Schmerbach. Right side. Now Pedrogetti. A deep three-pointer. Barely takes iron. A rebound goes to Skurlock and the Irish. Now Mirabile controls and brings it across half court. A 10-point lead, 2.5 remaining. Looking pretty grim here for the South Medford Panthers. Right side, Skurlock looking to pass down low. Ball tipped away. A fight for the ball. 3 players on the ground. And a timeout called by Sheldon as Walk controlled it and got the timeout called in before South Medford jumped on top and tried to rip the ball away. It's a 10-point lead, 2:22 left. This is dire now for South Medford. They got to resort to trapping and fouling if they want to even extend the game.
And Sheldon has been slowing the ball down on the offensive end. And so like you said, forcing turnovers is really the key right now for the Panthers if they want to come back into this game. Because with 2:20 to go and with the way that this game has been going, a team hasn't been able to go on a run for 2 minutes and 20 seconds. It's been a little bit sporadic. A little run here, a little run here, unless you end the second quarter like Sheldon did on that 13-0 run. But other than that, there hasn't been a lot of long-term runs going, and if it's going to happen, it has to happen now for South Medford because time is ticking.
And it is Sheldon ball, and Skurlock here will inbound. 10-point lead, 2:22 left. Skurlock finds Hansen near corner, down into Walk, taken away though by South Medford. Kaili going the other way, looking for a passer, goes out the defense. Her shot is blocked, but a foul. And 2 free throws coming up for Kaili Chamberlain. She was contested there by Winkler, but Winkler got a bit of the body down low.
And that's good aggression. You were able to draw the foul. Now you stop the clock, down 10. Hit these 2 free throws because these are big. You want to cut it to a 3-possession game if you can because that's manageable with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left. You can get a couple stops, even suffice a couple points, but you have to convert on your own end.
First free throw for Kaili Chamberlain rims out. By the way, that's the first foul on Amber Winkler. She's done a great job defending down low without fouling.
And she has 9 rebounds.
They go with 4 points for the Sheldon senior post. Second free throw is good for Kaili Chamberlain. The freshman now has 5 points. A 9-point Irish lead. Hansen across half court. Guarded by Pedrogetti on the top of the key. Behind the back dribble. Passes right side to Skurlock. Now she drives, then kicks it back out to the top of the key. Winkler. Now far corner goes to Hansen. Dribbles out of some pressure and passes it away. Taken away by Ula Chamberlain, and she has a fast break layup off the glass and good. Just like that, a 7-point lead. And stopping it immediately is Brian Brancato calling for a timeout. Does not like that turnover. Down to just 7 points.
You know what's amazing is that Sheldon has been able to maintain this lead with now 23 turnovers to the 18, which is not good by any means for South Medford. But to have 23 turnovers against the South Medford team and be up right now is huge. But at some point it could catch up with you, and this may be that opportunity where the Panthers need after that to get some momentum and really try to climb back into this game.
Well, the last varsity game that was played here was the boys for Sheldon on Tuesday night. They had a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter, and Willamette forced overtime. So this court has seen a fair share of comebacks recently. This one, though, 7 points in a minute 51, that's very tough as well. They're going to need to keep in those kind of terms that they had right in that last possession.
That last possession was one for the Panthers great because they were able to get the wide open layup, and that's the stop that you needed. 7-point game. That's still 3 possessions, but 2 threes, a couple free throws, stop the clock, or get a couple layups. Minute 50, still plenty of time.
Now full court pressure here. Mirabile has it, and she brings it up across half court, relatively unimpeded. Behind the back dribble, drives in, now kicks it back out right wing to Skurlock. Top of the key now is Cammie Walk, picked up there by Kaeli Chamberlain. Hands it off, Skurlock right wing. Ula Chamberlain on her. Bins out of some trouble, finds Hansen. Back to Walk, top of the key, a minute and a half now left here. The ball thrown away, nearly saved there by Mirabile, and a foul called on Chamberlain. Kaeli as she pushes Mirabile near the sideline, and that's free throws. It's team foul number 10, so double bonus here now for Sheldon as they get 2 free throws here out of that.
There's a little bit too much aggression there on the sideline. Kaeli thought that she was able to force Mirabile out of bounds, but instead just bodied her up a little bit too hard. Now Sheldon with some free throws.
First one, though, is off for Mirabile. And now a sub coming in here for South Medford. Bella Pedrogetti checks in. She replaces Emma Schmerbach.
And that's the three-point shooting. Pedrogetti, hasn't been there for the three-point mark most of the night, but she did have a big one back in the first half.
Second free throw just rims in there for Mirabile. She now has 11 points. An 8-point lead. Chamberlain across half court, between the legs dribble, picked up by Skurlock. Right side. Clears out. Now dribbles back to the three-point line. A step back jumper is off iron. Rebound tip taken by Cammie Walk. Cammie Walk, rebound number 11 to go with 13 points. Another double-double for the Sheldon Junior. Now a minute left, 8-point lead. South Medford might have to foul if they want to extend the game. Mirabile, top of the key. Walk takes on the handoff. Now passes to Skurlock. Sheldon running the weave here to waste some time. Back to Walk, left side. Picked up by Kaeli Chamberlain. Now back top of the key to Mirabile. Behind the back dribble and a foul called on Kaeli Chamberlain. Her 5th foul. She's done for this one, and 2 free throws coming up again here for Mirabile with 40.5 seconds left.
Yeah, and that kind of is a bitter ending, I think, for Kaeli Chamberlain. She had a couple of turnovers tonight. She was persistent on the offensive end, but overall, I think that it was a little bit of a struggle for her tonight.
Certainly was. 5 points for her. She averages about 8.5.
Only 2 rebounds and an assist as well.
First free throw for Mirabile. All net, 12 points. One off the team high, 13 of Walk. The game high, though, is 21 for Ula Chamberlain, the defending SWC scoring champion. Second free throw, Mirabile rims off the backboard and then in. 13 points now, and it's back to a 10-point lead. And that will just about do it here with 40 seconds left. Going the other way is South Medford. Losing the ball is Coleman. Picked up by Hansen, and she dribbles it back out of the perimeter. Trying to waste some more time. Hansen avoiding a foul call, and now the foul goes against Tony Coleman. That's her 5th, and she's done for the night as well. 24.8 left. 2 free throws coming up for Fallon Hansen. You can chalk this one up in the win column for the Irish.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Sheldon, look, South Medford was able to make a little bit of a run, get back within 7, but Sheldon played like they wanted it more all night long, and they controlled the pace of play, and they really got everybody involved. And when you do those 3 things, it's a recipe to win. No matter who you're playing, and Sheldon, they really wanted it more, and it showed.
25 seconds left. First free throw. Straight through for Fallon Hansen. She now has 11 points. Sheldon, they still have 4 players in double figures. And it's an 11-point lead. Second free throw for Hansen. All net again. 12 for the junior guard. 12-point lead for Sheldon. Chamberlain the other way. 20 seconds left. Drives and puts up a shot off balance, and it rattles in somehow. 23 points for Ula Chamberlain. Nice finish there from the baseline. 10 seconds left. Sheldon across half court. Now let us dribble out the rest of this clock. And they will become victorious here at home versus South Medford for the first time in a really long time. And that does it here from South Medford High School. Your final score, Sheldon 59, South Medford 49. It was the highest scoring quarter for South Medford in this game, but same can be said for Sheldon. They scored 20 points in this fourth quarter, and they win by 10 points after they had a 10-point lead at half. And second half was even, but the difference was that second quarter run late in the first half.
Yeah, little quarter runs can really make or break your game, and for Sheldon, that was the case. They were able to go on that 13-0 run late in that second quarter into the half with a comfortable lead, and with the way that South Medford played in that second half, they played very, very well. They matched Sheldon's intensity in their offense, but man, that second quarter was controlled by Sheldon, holding South Medford to 5 points, which may probably be a season low. I don't know if South Medford's been held to fewer than 5 points in a quarter this season, but that quarter overall was really the best quarter of this game for Sheldon. That's why they ended up winning this game.
And final score is 59-49. Sheldon, they get a much-needed win here in Southwest Conference play. They came into tonight leaders of the Southwest Conference overall, and this win just helps them out in that regard. They're now 9-1 in Southwest Conference play. They have just 2 games remaining, South Eugene and at Grand Pass. Those are 2 teams that are in the middle or the bottom half of the conference. If they win out, North Medford could also win out and tie them, force a tiebreaker, but the Sheldon team, if they can take care of business, they know they can at least get a share of the title as well.
They have. I don't want to speculate because it's going to be a crazy finish, I think, in the SWC. Whenever there's an opportunity for a 3-way tie, fate seems to throw crazy curveballs in sports, and high school basketball is absolutely no exception to that rule. So the three-way tie, the 3 teams in contention, however you want to put it, is still there. Sheldon, though, sitting comfortably right now. Not really at the top, obviously, because North Medford still has to play tomorrow. But that South Medford-North Medford game on February 20th may very well decide the fate of the title for the Sheldon Irish.
Now Sheldon, if they do win out, they guarantee to at least being tied for that first place spot in the Southwest Conference. If North Medford wins out, they guarantee the same thing. South Medford, though, they need some help now at 7-3 in conference play. 2 losses versus Sheldon and 1 versus North Medford. Time for some stats here on the post-game show. We'll start with the victors, the home team, the Sheldon Irish. Leading the way offensively for Sheldon, Cammie Walk, 13 points, 11 rebounds and an assist. Another double-double for the junior forward for the Irish. Also 13 points for Alyssa Marabla. She had a rebound and 3 assists as well. Also in double figures for Sheldon, Fallon Hansen, 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists for the junior guard. And the 4th Irish player in double figures, Macy Rainin. She had 10 points, a rebound, and 2 assists. 4 points for Amber Winkler, 9 rebounds, and an assist. And also 3 points for Emma Newman. She also hauled in 2 rebounds and an assist. 2 points for Michaela Skurlock, 2 boards, and no assists for her. 2 points as well for Lisa Washington and nothing on the rebound or assist totals. For South Medford, look at their numbers. They were led offensively by Ula Chamberlain, the junior guard, 23 points to go with 6 rebounds and 2 assists. Other in double figures for South Medford was Tony Coleman, 10 points. All 5 field goals were on fast break layup. She's very quick, showed that off in this one. Next highest, 6 points for Bella Petrogetti, both on 3-point field goals. She had 3 rebounds to go with 1 assist. 5 points as well for Kaeli Chamberlain to go with 2 rebounds and a dime. 5 points as well for Shakaya Perry. She also had 8 rebounds and an assist. Big numbers here in the turnover battle for both sides. 23 for Sheldon, 19 for South Medford. How often do you commit 23 turnovers but still win a game versus a top 15 team in the state?
You have to be very, very good, and a lot of things have to go your way. But, man, if you're Sheldon, like I said it multiple times, when you play harder, when you want it more, no matter what happens, the 23 turnovers are evident in that you're going to win the game 9 times out of 10, and Sheldon played like they wanted it more. They played like at the end of the day that they knew that the scoreboard was going to reflect them winning, and they wanted to work towards that victory, and it paid off for them.
Big moment in this game, the final 3 or so minutes of the first half. It was a 19-16 South Medford lead. Sheldon then a 13-0 run. They end up winning by 10. That run the difference in this one. Once again, the final here at Sheldon High School, the Irish improved to 18-4 and 9-1 in SWC play with a 59-49 win over South Medford, who falls to 14-9 and 7-3 in conference play. Thanks for listening and watching on SheldonAthletics.com. My name is Mark Randy. Thanks to my partner Jonathan Rifkin and our cameraman Jason Humphrey. This is Mark Randy signing off. We'll be back with you for one more Sheldon girls basketball game when they are at home next week versus South Eugene. But for now, have a great rest of your Thursday and your weekend coming up right here on SheldonAthletics.com. All good.